Welcome back. The market slipped a little more virtually at the low point of trade for the Nifty, and that's courtesy a couple of these heavyweights, stocks as well as sectors. So pull up the intraday chart of Reliance and you'll see that, there's been some incremental weakness out there. Reliance is currently at the low point of trade, and by virtue of its weight, it's actually dragged the Nifty 1,650 odd. Giving it company on the downside are the IT stocks, which have been underperforming for all through this year. We did see a brief uptick in these stocks at the start of the week, but that's come down once again. The IT index is at the low point of trade, led lower by both Infosys as well as TCS, among other stocks. So these are a bunch of heavyweights which are not doing too well for the markets, and that's reflecting in the way we are seeing a decline in the Nifty itself. The Nifty Bank is outperforming with a cut of just about 0.5% as against the Nifty, which is down 1.2%. But time now to get you another corporate interaction. My colleague Shilpa caught up with Rajendra Kalkar, who's the president of malls at Phoenix Mills. Let's hear out what he had to say, especially with regard to the demand in the festive period.
I think consumption levels have gone very, very good. As compared to 1920, the growth levels across India, if you see retail per se, if you see all the numbers, they are at 20-25% over 1920. So growth is happening, and it is happening across categories. Footfalls, I would say, as compared to 1920, they have just reached about 80-90% levels. They have not crossed the 1920 levels. But what has happened is, maybe earlier there were more window shoppers who were just coming for time pass to the mall. I think these days everybody who's coming is actually coming with a dedicated mind that he needs to buy or dine or entertain himself. So it is more of shoppers that we are seeing, serious shoppers than actually window shoppers. Okay. So more or less the footfalls have reached back at about 90% levels. Okay. So far as future is concerned, I am presuming this Diwali Christmas season would be, I think, one of the best that people would have seen. Last May, everybody said that this is the best May they have seen in the last 20 years in retail. But I am saying that maybe this October, November would be perhaps much, much better and unprecedented. People will see really good shopping happening across categories.
Right. So do you think the festive season then the footfalls will reach 100% of pre-COVID levels? I
am presuming that. I'm actually hoping it will cross that.
Okay, right. And I wanted to understand about rental incomes also. Now that dipped during the pandemic because there was a lot of concessions given. I think starting late last year, all the concessions were taken away and full rentals were restored. So have you seen a full recovery when it comes to your rental income, and what's the growth been there like?
So during pandemic also, the rental incomes were the same. It's only that for the COVID period, concessions were given. It's not that the agreements were changed or it was the entire reneg was not there. So the concessions are not there. So it's a normal what was going on. If it was a 5-year, 10-year agreement, the 2 years have had a dip, but now they are back to normal levels what they have to be, and not going very far, but taking a very short-term look at the new malls. Indore is the one which is going to open in the next 1.5-2 months time. Then it will be Ahmedabad, which will open, say, 1 month immediately after that. And then we have Bangalore and Pune, which will open immediately. Okay. Retail is the prime focus. We have 4 malls which are coming up. So that is in the next, at least for the next 6-8 months, completing those malls and making them operational is the prime key goal for the next 5-6 months, because that's a large investment has already happened there. Correct. So yes, that's one very important thing which we intend to complete in the next 6-8 months time and add a lot to the top line, bottom line.
All right, so that's about an outlook coming in on demand, retail demand ahead of the festive season and the plans that Phoenix Mills has. We take a short break with the news that a couple of these mid-caps are actually spiking. We have Sumitomo Chemical, which has moved to the high point, and 3M India. Now, that's a stock that, doesn't generally move as much, but currently we're seeing a 5% move on 3M India. And the volumes actually have crossed the average volumes as well, the average trading volumes that we see on that counter. So 3M India is the one which has moved mostly in just the last 10-15 odd minutes and moved well with big volumes. We take a short break, come back, get you up to speed on everything around the pharmaceutical space as promised earlier.